Listen, if you are believing for a certain scenario in your life to take place, it is very important for you to understand this. Feeling yourself into the situation, realizing that you are in it, is so critical. But in realizing that you are in it, it is also critical for you to understand that there is a such thing as timing. There is a such thing as timing, which is why it is important for you to feel it and don't worry about the time in which it takes for it to come about. When you are worried about the time, very concerned about the time in which it will happen, when it will happen, you are putting the energy out there that it has not happened. You are causing for there to be friction. For example, say you're at the door, and I know it may seem like this is just way too much. I can just let it flow, and this is true. But what I am finding is that I know I'm not the only one who's been in this situation before, which is why it's on me to do this video. Okay, so listen. When you are not allowing yourself to feel, literally see yourself as that reality, it's like this. In terms of you being at the door of a situation and actually coming in and opening that door. It's like the reality, the truth, yes it is. And then there's you, and you're not there in your thinking. You're not there in your mind. You can't seem to put yourself in that space, but you desire it, but you're not allowing yourself to be in it. Being in the thing that you desire means that you are at peace about it because you're already there in your mind. And how do you get there? Going there every day. Having that first exercise. Creating that vision board in your mind. Creating it in your mind first. And then doing the exercise, the mental exercise every day and going there. In this era, I need to say this because in this era, it's not about you just chasing the thing. It's not chasing the bag, getting the bag, and all of this. Divine source energy is getting ready to make an example out of you within the earth. There's going to be an example. The moving and shaking is definitely going to be separated by those who have decided to walk away, to follow the flow and the guidance. Those who choose to be guided and those who do not. Those who choose to be guided, you're going to see a major shift, and you're going to see their life, the abundance, the reward of being guided, going with the flow of the divine source, of the universe. Getting in position. Choosing to be in position. Choosing to be authentic. Choosing to not care what people think about them. And choosing to listen, to follow the internal map quest that came with your soul. Choosing to do that. Choosing to be willing to walk away from the traditional way of doing things. Choosing to make a decision. Whatever, God, I choose you. What you're going to find is that those who decided to just do it that way, that's going to be the difference in this and that. But those who have chosen to do that are also those who have chosen, they are not chasing the bag. They are really in their heart. They're walking in love. They're doing as they are called, and they're doing it for the love, not for the reward, but for the love of the game. The game of life is to enjoy. The game of life is to flow. The game of life is to serve. Live life to the full and serve. But you gonna have the price that you pay is the price of walking away when you need to walk away. The price of not caring what other people think. The price of doing the work and being willing to walk in your truth at all costs. Willing to discover. I don't understand. I don't care about all that soul stuff and all this kind of stuff. Well, the soul is the soul. The soul is, and it's not just about let me get to my true purpose so that I can get the bag. Let me get to my true purpose so that I can make some money, so I can look good, so everybody can talk about how much I made. No, that's not it. That is not the point of life. It's about living life intentionally. Intentionally going with the flow. Intentionally allowing yourself to be guided. How do you do that? Number one, meditate day in, day out, and don't worry about the next. I say that first step, God, whatever your desire is regarding my life, let it become strongly my desire. If you are caught up in a whirlwind of indoctrination, God, if I don't know you, show me you. Sit down, make the plan, write the vision. Don't worry about how, what, when, where, what, none of that. Just what is it that is really, what is it that you're feeling? What is it that you want to do? Right? And then after you have come to this understanding of what is it that you really, really want to do, following your passion, I want you to be honest about that and then write it down. Write down that list. Then I want you to allow yourself to do the exercise. This first exercise is the initial exercise that you will refer to every single solitary day and throughout your journey as you discover what it is that you are doing next. When there's something that comes and it ruffles your feathers, you're going to refer back to this wonderful vision that you've created for yourself. The vision board no one can take because it's in your mind. And that is going to become where you find your enjoyment and your escape for some time. It's a beautiful game the divine has for us. Our mind is our playing, our testing ground. Thank you, Spirit. So I want you to get into the flow of the thing, not worrying about what anybody thinks, but being very intentional about your passion and going forward. Now, in the process of that, you're going to be submitting. After you do the exercise, let's go back there. That first exercise, when you write down that vision, the next step after you write it down, I want you to go and I want you to look at each line item. Each line item is not a dissertation. That's what we tell my students. It's not a dissertation. Just write it down. For example, You want to help people. That's very broad. How do you want to help people? In what way? I want to help senior citizens, and I want to help senior citizens feel good every day. So this is what you do. Imagine yourself. How are you imagining it? Do you want your own business? Do you want to work for a particular place? So then you say, I want to help senior citizens feel good every day. And I imagine that I am in a place, a hospital, or a senior citizen home, and I am serving them every day. Then that's what you're saying, right? I want to help senior citizens by working in a senior citizen home. Now, you may say you don't even know how that's going to happen. Or you may say, I want to have my own senior citizen home, and I want to have people working for me, and I want to have several homes for seniors. And if that's the case, then I need you to vision. Now, you wrote that down, right? So now the exercise, and I'm going to tell you, this mental exercise is a lot of work. And when you get done, you're like, oh my God, talk about working in the gym. How about working your mind, baby? Because this here is creating, it's like imagine you stepping in a room in your home, and this is your vision room. There are canvases all over the wall, beautiful artwork of paintings that you've created of the visions in your mind. So then now what you're going to do is allow yourself to go there. You're going to imagine that you have some senior citizens in these homes. They're loving and caring. They're being loved on and cared for appropriately. That life has sent to you the best workers. I mean the best workers that actually do care about the clients. And it feels so good. Imagine yourself with the number one senior citizen community. Maybe you've built senior citizen homes with individual caregivers in the homes, and you have management managing each home within a subdivision. That's for somebody. However it is you've imagined for your future to be, I want you to imagine that. Then I want you to imagine walking in that place. Imagine people calling your name. Hey, so-and-so, so-and-so is here. Oh my gosh, she's coming in. The boss is coming in to check on us. And, imagine the energy of that. Imagine the entire process. Imagine yourself waking up doing that. Because see, the first thing, like I said, living life to the full and serving. Divine knows your heart. Divine know if you're trying to pimp. How you gonna try to pimp the game? Huh? Try to snatch something from somebody else or do something. How you gonna try to pimp the game? You can't pimp the game. You can't go without doing the work. You're required to do the work, and you're going to do the work. What is doing the work? Get the transformation workbook. Okay? It's a part of the happiness collection. Goal of the soul and transformation workbook. And don't forget to check out, why don't you sign up for the free seminar? We're doing a free seminar on the goal of the soul. Okay? So that you can understand and get to getting. And in the human evolution, in the transformation workbook, that's where the evolution equation that the divine gave me in hermit mode gave us for a practical way to work this out and to come into the fullness of who we truly are. Understanding your mission here, understanding the goal of the soul, it will answer a lot of questions in your life. Who are you? Whose soul are you carrying? Whose soul are you carrying? Right? So, like I'm carrying some souls, boy, Lord have mercy. I mean, the soul that I'm carrying, the people that carried my soul, You would be surprised. We'll talk about, I'm going to say that if you listen to some of the videos, you'll be able to connect with that, because I do share some of that information in my videos. So you could just keep clicking, okay? YouTube, Dr. Princess-Odilia, Dr. Princess-Odilia on Instagram, Dr. Princess-Odilia on TikTok, etc., etc. So listen, after you have created your beautiful ambiance of an art room in your mind, then you're going to just take one day at a time. You're going to take one day at a time. You're going to go with the flow. You're not going to put the divine in a box. You're not going to allow for anybody to put you in a box. And you're going to set an intention. And what happens, because see, your desire is going to put you in the direction where you are in the position that you were created to be in on the earth. It's important for you to be in position. You know, if you're the quarterback, then you need to be the quarterback. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? You can't be the quarterback and some other some other kind of player, right? You were chosen for a particular reason. Your soul was very intentional about choosing you. Your soul is real intentional. Your soul knows exactly why it chose you. Particularly. Okay? You have what the soul needs. You have what the soul needs so that it can move on. Some of you, this is, I guess I see you next lifetime. I'm gonna be there. But that's not. Some of y'all won't be going to a next lifetime because your soul is done in this lifetime. And some of you, the soul is not done in this lifetime. Right? So it's important for you to understand what the soul particularly wants for you. And the way it informs you first is that nudge in your gut where you feel it, baby. And I don't care how people say that it can't be done, or where you come from, and the things that you feel that you don't have right now. Don't worry about that. Honestly, I need you to go with the flow, and I need you to write your vision, and then I need you to paint the picture, and I need you to realize that is something that every day when you get up, and this is an exercise, when you exercise, while you exercise on your booty and your tits and your six pack and all of that stuff, hamstrings and everything like that, what I need you to do is to do your meditation. Go to boho meditation, guided meditation, boho, BOHO. And that is, I love them. And you can put in there like 10 minutes, 5 minutes, okay? I love Tina Turner's spiritual message for children. Go to her Children Beyond CD. You know, they can play and listen to some wonderful music that is inspiring, that is actually going to feed the soul and the energy that we are. Raise that vibration. So when you do this, and you do this with intention every day, you already have your list, 10 things, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 one-liners, what it is that you want. Allow yourself to go there every day. Look at it. Hear the door ring in that new office. Hear the ding ding. See your YouTube and your channels and things growing. Feel, but this is, you gotta feel it. Feel what I feel when I feel it. In the sunshine. Do what I do when I do it. Hey. in the sunshine. All right, so you need to feel it. Allow yourself to feel it, because that is the energy that creates. Then I need you to rest in it. See, the divine will take care of the rest in terms of that energy. And when I talk about the divine, I'm right. We're not even going to go all into that today because I don't want to lose you. I want you to stay focused, okay? So every day you're going to take your list and you're going to allow yourself to feel, to go home every day with that vision. If you got 10 boards up in your room and that's what it is, and I want you to allow yourself to feel it. Allow yourself to feel the presence of what you are creating. And rest assured, after you've done that meditation, it takes a little time. Dr. Joe Dispenza is another one that I like, the guided meditation, especially rewiring your brain. Some of these, like this stuff I learned after the fact. The divine took me on a personal course. No one could have told me, okay? Because I was very indoctrinated and stuck in my ways. Period. Don't play about God, never have, right? But the divine will show you how it is for real. Remember what I said. God, if I don't know you, show me you. Humble yourself. You don't know everything. And if you're indoctrinated in any type of religion, trust me, there's so much more to know. This is not a bad thing. And this is not about you. If you don't get it, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not your time yet. Well, it's your time, but you'll get it. The train is moving. It is what it is. It is what it is. Period. Period. Okay? It just is what it is. New era, new time, new way. And the divine is not playing with nobody. Okay? And here's the deal. Okay. I'm not going to go all into that. Look at the other videos. You're going to find out something else. Okay? But for right now, write your vision, make it clear. I wasn't even intending to come here to talk about that. Okay? But apparently, this is for somebody, and I need you to get it. Got it? All right? Write your vision, make it clear. Go refer to it every day. Go to it every day. Connect with the divine every single day. That is connecting with your source energy, the most profound energy, highest level of consciousness, your creator. And creator in the sense of the vision of you. Yeah. Marinate on that part. The vision of you. And in your soul hand-picked you. Your soul been sitting there quiet, cloaked with your needing you to follow the map quest. So the soul can move on, do what it got to do. You were handpicked, but let me tell you something. You still have a choice. It's really up to you at the end of the day. If you're going to play the game or not. If you're going to get in the game or not. These days, the issue is that we're in a new time. Because now we're getting ready to start the game, okay? Called life. So that we can begin to set things up in the earth in the way that it was visioned for us to be living up in here, okay? Years from now, the youth today will be able to look and say, wow, remember back in the old days? They didn't even used to talk to the angels. They didn't even know the angels existed like this. That type. Really? War? When did they do? Oh, wow. They did wars? They were fighting and people weren't loving each other? Really? That type. Seriously. Heaven on earth is what it's called. God said, I didn't make this mess. Y'all did. And unfortunately, listen, Divine told me I was gaslit centuries ago. Divine said to me one day, you know how you were just gaslit? I said, yeah. Well, I was gaslit centuries ago. You all don't even know who I am. I'm nothing like they said I am. And then our romantic experience and its excursion began. Well, damn. You mean they did you like that? Now it's like gangster, like for real? So what we gotta do? What we gotta do, God? You know, you get on board. What we gotta do? How we gonna handle this? That's that 144. That's what that is. Many are called, few are chosen, but in terms of the many are called, few are chosen. Chosen is not a racial thing. Chosen is not an economic thing. All right. Chosen is not a community event. All right. Chosen is not something everybody just want to be, So I asked the divine because I love everybody. So many are called, few are chosen. I felt like there was some type of, respect of persons here. I said, so God, I know you don't have respect of persons. So why did you say that? Why is that? And the spirit answered very quickly. Not everybody is a pioneer. I felt like, your man come and talk to you and you're like, baby, why such and such and such? Daddy, why such and such and such? Well, this is why, baby. And you're like, oh, okay. And then you go on and play. And everything's good. Right? It was that type of thing. That's how the divine talks to me. So, I'm ready for us to get started. It's a lot. We have a lot of work to do. Yeah, we do. We have a lot of work to do. Yeah. Spiritual battle. Yeah. A lot of stuff's going to happen. Souls dropping bodies. Now, that's when I say that, I mean people not listening. And also it's just time for them to move on. They've gotten what they needed to get with the person, and now they have to move on. It's time to move on because they're trying to get to the end goal, and they're trying to get in position because now humankind is waking up and we're getting on the same page. Handling karma. People get karma real quick these days. Don't even worry about it. And they're getting blessed the same way. The ones who are blessed in the way that, people chasing money is not going to bring the money in this era like that. It's not going to do it like that. It's not going to give you the peace and the love and the harmony like you anticipate when you are chasing and being about that bag just like that. Because there is a shift, an intentional way of living and being that has been activated in the earth. It's time. It's time. What? Time to make a change. We are the people who will do it. It's time. Time to make a change. And I don't even think I know they didn't know that it's like that. Hell, I didn't know. When God told me that in the Hermit, I'm like, wow, what are you talking about? Seems like a lot of work. What do you mean it's our responsibility? I didn't even believe that heaven was on earth before my romantic excursion with the divine. You couldn't have told me that. Heaven on earth, what are you talking about? I don't know how, but there's got to be a heaven out there because it sure as hell can't be down here. And the divine say, yes, it is. But God makes it make sense. In the happiness collection, it's the golden grail. No, the holy grail. Look at the gold. Hey, that's the golden key. Dang it. It's the go. It has the golden key, and it's the holy grail. That's what it is. Okay, don't you worry about it. It's all love, though. It's definitely all love. The journey of a pioneer is a lot tougher because you are responsible to lead, and you are responsible to lead in areas and globally, locally, in communities, etc. The spiritual leaders, the hands are shifting. You know, it's the way we looked at it. It is not like that. But it's a good thing, though. And it's so good that we understand that it's not about us. It is literally about the divine. And it's about us getting into position so that we can take the power back from the master manipulators that orchestrated this scenario in the first place. Come on now. So yeah, they are, because we have not been wise. We were not aware. We have created a life that has given us what we have right now. This life has given us war, has caused for us to not understand fully the reason for our existence. I gave an example earlier about it's like being on the soccer ball playing field with a basketball and a football. Having a ball, playing in life on the playing field, some playing field, running around, enjoying ourselves, laughing, grilling and all kind of things. It's like we done set up shop in some tents, and we're not even playing the game. The game. We're playing some games, but it's not the game because we're on the soccer field. But we've got the basketball and the football in our hands, and we're just playing around. We're just having a good time. So there's never anybody who, there wasn't a winner. We just had some fun, or we didn't. Don't know how to take death, don't know how to take life. As you guys know, we got the Prince. I've got the Prince and Celestial show coming up. I want you guys to get ready. We're going to be airing it on YouTube. Prince, in my research, getting prepared for the show, because I tell you, he's my new BFF. I've got all the clairs and the audiences and everybody, okay? I admit it now. I am an ascended master, yes, and other things, okay? For this video, we're not going to go into all of that. But Prince said in one of the interviews that he was looking forward to death. That's what he was excited about, right? In receiving a reward one time, he talked about how it was wonderful that we have this life, but that we're in the matrix, and it was about the soul. And I think some things kind of will go over people's head, because what he was talking about was very early for humankind to accept or even understand what he was talking about. So in this scenario, We are getting the field cleaned off. It's like the sheriff, the owners have taken back their property, if you would. Taken back the game. There are enough players now. So it's time to get started. So everybody has to put their little tents up. No more basketballs and baseballs and whatever, footballs on the soccer field. It's time for us to get ready to play the game. And the leaders of the teams have already been set up. I used to wonder, what was that 144,000? In Convos with God, make it make sense, please. God, really, I documented the conversations as when I started the process. I've been talking to God all my life. I talk to God more than I do man. And then it came the hermit mode and time. That was introduced to me by my angel Philip. And Philip he prepared me. Showed up at my house, top of my step, with a cloak on. One night, I looked out my bedroom, and coming up from my winding stairs was a cloak, and I wasn't even scared. Angels show up a lot of times. The energy doesn't scare you. And so, anyways, 2 days later, I hear, and I'm realizing that my ability to hear, I could tell the difference between God and someone else. I've always been gifted in that way. But prepared me. And one of the things that was in that preparation, in that conversation, that wonderful night that I had with my angel, it was certain people can't go with you. You don't have time to play. We've all been waiting for this moment with you. It was like preparing me, like I'm getting you ready for the divine, because I'm wondering, I ask, why are you here? Like, I've not heard from you. I mean, I don't recall really talking to you. Like, I knew you were there. I found out who my angel was, the name and everything years ago. But when my children were little. But you're talking to me in a very detailed manner. Like, it was so detailed. It was actually wonderful. It was talking my ear off, actually, if you would, vibrating. Clarified so many things and got me ready and told me they cannot go. You cannot come with any kind of deception, and the spirit just started knocking people out of my life. Like, okay, no, that one, you can't do it. Before I knew it, I was alone. I was alone with the divine. I felt like the divine was like moving everything out of the way. He came to get me prepared and shifted everything out of the way. And I had to make some calls, and I did. I said, listen, I can't, hey, if this doesn't stop where I'm going, you can't go. And I'm gonna have to let you go, because at the end of the day, I have come way too far. And one thing I will not do is let anybody come between me and the divine. I've always said that. At the end of the day, God, I choose you. And that's something I stand on. I didn't know that it was going to look all like this. I didn't know that I was an ascended master. What the heck? Until May 2024. When the divine told me that I was an ascended master, I closed my eyes, and something did miraculously happen. I closed my eyes to see it was 4 beautiful pearly white horses with a unicorn in the middle, running like unbelievable, like running like towards me, if you would. Unbelievable. But then I cried and I took a nap, because I had been already working with the divine, getting things together and in this motion. So what I am saying is that as the divine and I co-created behind those four walls for some time, so much happened. So many amazing things happened. And I am so, so happy to know that today it all makes sense. Today it has all come together. There are no more questions, but there are answers. There are answers that were asked back in the days of Aristotle. I understand the souls. I understand my entire soul's genealogy. I have connected with my entire soul's genealogy. I understand why your soul has connected with you and the intentions of the soul and the intentions of humankind and why we were even created, why we even exist, and what happened. What happened? What was the disconnect? When did that take place? Who are you? Why are you here? As the author of Pregnant in the Spirit, How to Birth a Life of True Purpose, I thought that was the only thing. I mean, what are we talking about here? I did get the answer of how to understand in one step what your life's true purpose is. But was that it? No, it was much grander than that. I had no idea of the nature and the dynamic of the soul as it is. And it's so amazing. As I think back right now, I was writing something and in this and I'm a poet. I'm a poet too. And I was writing all of this information about the soul in my life. And the soul interjects and I get it. All of a sudden it's like, wow. You are so amazing for taking everything that you had to take lifetime after lifetime. Imagine getting in an Uber or Lyft or whatever, your taxi, and them not following the map, going somewhere that you didn't ask them to go. When you accepted that they were coming to get you and to take you to the where you had to go. Imagine that. Would you stay there? No, you would not. You know why you wouldn't stay there? Because they're not taking you where you need to go. The soul is missioned right now because right now everything is moving. It's like it's moving through this train so that we can get to the space of heaven on earth. So that we can start living the life that we were designed to live. So that we could stop running a rat race on a playing field, not playing the game that the field was made for. So that, yes, we're going to have a spirit. It's going to be a spiritual battle because, like I said, you create more than just flesh and blood, my babies. You create entity energies that have the same power and ability to communicate with you, just like the divine. That's what the divine told me. You know why? Because they speak energetically. The communication is energy. And there's so many levels to it, and we're going to talk about it in Goal of the Soul in the workshop. Okay, we're going to talk about that. All right, you'll find out more in terms of really what you need to do. If you want to discover who you are in your soul, then you're going to want to take the class. Okay, and yeah, it's a 10-week course. You're going to want to take the class. Okay, because we can do it. We'll work through it together. Okay, and there's going to be limited seats because I really do want to get involved with the students in terms of this process of evolution. Okay. And for those who are not able to actually take the class or have to wait for the 10 weeks for the next course, then I strongly will suggest for you to get Goal of the Soul and to get the transformation workbook so that you can get into the understanding. As a matter of fact, get the whole collection, okay? Because you definitely want as well, say hello to my new friend Anger. Mm, 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 mm. That that book right there, it's unveiling the romantic dichotomy between and God separate, and then love and anger as a separate entity. It's so amazing. It's going to help you to understand anger. It's going to help you to understand how you are to put things in perspective in your life. It's very, very important. And then you have the Hermit, where you kicking it real up in there. Okay. I am not alone. Trust and believe, and neither are you, darlings. But the soul has now, the soul, oh my gosh, I just got chills. The soul is so happy. The interesting thing is, since the very first lifetime, my mission has been about the souls. That's been one of my missions. I've been a rebel and a revolutionist. What is it? A revolutionaryist? I don't even know. Like some of this stuff, I had no idea, nor did I give 2 cents less than about it, honestly. But as I begin to find out more, oh, it's amazing. Like I said, Prince is my best friend. When you see the Celestial, I'm just saying that's a warn. It's trigger warning. It's trigger warning, because there's definitely a lot of paranormal, what we call paranormal, in this video. It is what it is, and we're not going to make any apologies for it. Prince showed up in the sky, literally. Baby, listen, I can't call it. In the sky, on the ground, all kind of stuff. Okay? I can't call it. It is what it is. We're not going to worry about that. Okay? But we are going to accept the signs and the wonders in the sky, on the ground, in nature, in numbers, in cards. Like, we're going to have some fun. We're going to have fun. And as the leader of this process, opening this gateway here specifically, I chose to be here this lifetime for this mission, right? To be the light and to show you the truth and the way to it. That's what I'm here for. That's why I am here. And it's a wonderful thing. I have accepted and stepped into my power. It has taken me some time because this was a lot. Because the divine said to me that it is time for me to join the masters and let me know that I was an ascended master. Now, all of this other stuff that I've heard people say, that's fine. But that's who I am. As far as the leaders, they don't even know yet, but I've been studying them for some time now. And there are some leaders who are already leading up in here. Spirit said, say, okay, Shabby Zane is one. Because you know what, she was one who I know she happened to step away. She was a nurse. She stepped away and she stepped out on faith and she did what she did. There are some leaders that are very important. I'm going to call them spiritual readers, is what I'm going to call them. There are some who play cards and some who don't. But it is something that you need to understand. And I tell people, if you play Uno, all right, or any kind of card game, bingo, Uno, anything, don't play with me about these other cards. Now, I used to be on the same boat. I was talking to somebody on the radio not long ago, and the Spirit gave me a word for them, and they were, oh, that is so wonderful. That's so on point. That's so on point. And the minute I say, hold on a minute, let me get a card, they were like, oh, that's on witchcraft. Huh? But you would cuss in 2 seconds. I mean, I'm just saying. And it's all okay. But these things that we are so caught up about, that people say that it's a problem with this and it's a problem with that, it's not. The difference between those cards and other cards, and I'm gonna go somewhere before, because we're not gonna go into depth about that tonight. But Uno, it's like the system. It's like the world system now. Follow the plan. Go ahead and you get the go to school, get a degree, get a house, go join a club, and the more titles you have, the better you are, right? And get the money. The more money you have, that means that looks like abundance, and that's what makes it happen. That's Uno. Uno, you don't have to think. It's no energy in it. It's not a spiritual thing. It's just a game. You play the cards that you dealt, and you shuffle it around, and depending on your strategy, it'll determine how you gonna win. But it's not a spiritual game. When it comes to the cards, that is something that it's like playing with your spirit team, playing with your ministering angels, it's playing with the divine, playing with the angels. It flows off of the energy. Now, no different than church. You have people who are in that line of work, and they do it and use it just like, people say, well, you can get somebody who is very well taught, and they can do certain things because they're well taught, or you can deal with somebody who is literally following and flowing with the spirit and will, honey, put you down if you dare not talk about the divine. If you're not talking about God, you're not on their page. They don't want to do what are we doing? We have gotten people get twisted because there may be profanity that some of them use. Some of them try to respect the viewer, and they try not to use profanity. For example, I like Mermaid Prophetess, and I also like Linda Likes Tarot. Well, when Linda Likes Tarot, hey, she'll talk to you about fasting and praying and everything else, and at the same time, she uses quite a bit of profanity, right? And that's our passionate way of communicating. Mermaid Prophetess, for example, 222. I really love her. These are ones that I've studied that the divine sent me to, because I would not have ever looked these people up. Just like you go to a minister, picking a sermon on YouTube. I always ask God, like, where do I go? What do I listen to? If it was cards, as a little girl, my mom used to have a little, she had a little card. It was like made like a basket, a bread basket. It's supposed to be the daily bread. And you could pick the cards. So I used to always look forward to picking a card before I went to school or something, or just periodically I pull them out and I pick a card. I love the Chinese restaurants, but not for the food at first so much as it was about the cookie that was going to have the note in it. Okay, I wanted that note in there, and I always felt like whatever it was time for me, then it was time for me to have it, and it was going to work, right? So I've always done that. The signs and the wonders, things that we've been told that are negative, that are not negative, but they are tools. And there's so much contradictory, so much, I don't do this, I don't do that. But yes, come on now. Worried about the wrong thing. I used to have a problem because I do curse. So, and one day, I'm not, well, I am going to say, I felt like, because I don't want, look, I felt it could be like God was bombarding me with this conversation one morning. Because like I said, I'm closer to the spirit than I am to this human way of living. Which is true. And that's why I've been successful how I've been. So anyways, in every scenario of my life, okay? In whatever situation, it has been that way, okay? So anyways, I remember the Spirit speaking to me about the profanity, and the Spirit asked me the question, how do you think Cardi B and Snoop Dogg made it? And I'm like, well, Cardi B, I focused on her and I said, because she was real. She was real about her situation. She made no apologies, but she was real. And that's what put her on. And the divine was very adamant. I mean, it was one of the best, at the time, one of the funniest conversations that I had with the divine source energy was that morning, as it began to tell me, like, and said, you all created those words. You created all of this. So, I mean, I look at it like a expression. It's a way of passion. I mean, that's what you guys said, you know. Be you. Be you. Until which time, not till which time, always be you. Do you, how you do it, until which time you feel that you don't need to do it that way. And you will learn. But you better, but not better. Especially in this era. I urge you to follow the divine. To follow how the divine is guiding you. Because if you do not, life is life, and in a way that the game is over. Put the football and the basketball on the darn soccer field is not working anymore. Okay? You're going to see some stuff really, really happening. Souls are, when I say jumping bodies, they are, but at the same time, there's spiritual war going on because we've created entity energies that are negative. All right. We have been taught to suppress. People don't even feel good telling the truth a lot of times. Why would you tell the truth when you're getting in trouble every time you tell the truth? You got people that are married that shouldn't be married. You got people that are in relationships that shouldn't be in, whether it was romantic or platonic. You have things going on, all because why? Because people don't feel comfortable in the truth. Truth don't be working. Too much punishment for the truth. Hell, you were taught that in order to be happy and to find peace, then you had to suppress your loins and everything else because that's the way that it was. Because, hey, if you don't, then God's going to get you. You're going to be punished to hell. God said, if you think that I'm like that, you don't know me at all. I'm not confusion. I'm not the author of it. And I'm definitely not coming to you in fear. That wasn't the point of the game. That wasn't the point of the creation of humankind in the first place. I was manipulated. That was my situation was manipulated by a manipulator who wanted to have control. Ask me anything, I'll tell you the truth. This is not a game. It's not about me. It's not about you. It's not about you. At the same time, it's about you. Ain't that some At the same time, it's all about you. Yeah, we're going to be in a spiritual war. We're in it. Everything's getting positioned. That 144,000, that position, everything's getting in position. So we're going to be in a spiritual war. In this new era, as we're preparing to move forward aggressively, I must say, it is going to be important for people to understand about spiritual warfare, to understand, because people who do understand about spiritual warfare on a whole nother level, you can say, oh, I don't want to talk about that. I don't want to talk about that. The devil is a lie. All I got to do is just stay high vibrational. I understand. Yeah, I understand. I'm high vibrational, loving and light and all that stuff. But then there's certain things I'm going to tell you. For example, there was somebody who I was associated with, who was associated with somebody who was manipulating them in that in that way of divination. And in that process, because of the ignorance of mostly everybody involved, okay, there was the ability of manipulation of the way the relationships went in that particular circle. There were some attacks that I had to fight that I never would have had to, and I didn't even understand what the hell hit me until the divine showed me. Thank God for people like Shavi Zane, who really, she talks about the spiritual warfare. And I was guided to these people. I was asking questions, trying to pay for things for my body, for my face, and stuff that was happening to me. I didn't know what was happening to me until I was divinely shown and guided in the direct way to call out what needed to be called out in the way that it needed to be called out. I got my beautiful scent back in my body, my face and everything, and all that stuff cleared up. And then I was able to put the armor on in a way that I needed to, because let me tell you something. We have always, I've heard, well, I don't know about you, but I heard about how there was a lot of, like curses and all of this kind of stuff in other countries. And in one state, I used to hear about, the voodoos and the banshees in Louisiana, okay? I'm just saying, and I know it's some beautiful saints there. Spiritual, what's her name? I had to look her up. Spiritual TV. Is it Spiritual TV? Spiritual Court TV. I like her. I love her. She's on point too. And she's from Louisiana, so I'm not talking about everybody, but I'm just saying that's what I heard when I was growing up. And a lot of times it was like, okay, but we're not going over there because you're going to be dealing with this and dealing with that. But let me tell y'all something. Now that we're all waking up, you're going to find there's a lot of energy. There's this energy shift and there's an energy battle. Because what you don't realize is, just as you are a person, the entity energies that we have created via negative thoughts and some people with intentional ideas of creating entity energies to do certain things, they are going between bodies. You find yourself mad at somebody, you don't even know why. You know why you're mad at them? You're mad at them because that entity is attached to the person. And then, they're doing stuff that's completely out of character and all of that, right? Because we didn't know. I was talking to a friend that told me he was sharing a story about his friends that he had back home. And then he said, and all of them died. I said, why did they die? And I said, what they were, because we were talking about people drinking too much. And I said, oh, wow, they drank themselves to death. That's what I was thinking. He said, no, it was voodoo. What? So all of them died from voodoo. He said, I told him to leave that stuff alone. Because people don't understand the spiritual laws and things of that nature. And you don't understand, you could talk about what you're not being about, but when you talking about somebody and you thinking negative about somebody and you got your mouth on somebody, those are curses. See, that's what happens when you don't realize how powerful you are. Those are curses. They're not just words. You're cursing somebody. See, but it's important for people to know, because in this era, those curses come back. The person doesn't have to be the person to send it back. You be done messed around with somebody that is a chosen one, someone that is not even who you think they are. But they're so powerful in terms of their position here. And you find yourself really in trouble. In a bad way. Yeah, your ancestors, everybody mad at you. Because some of your ancestors have appointed some of you to do certain things because no one else in that bloodline could clear that karmic debt. So the soul has been carrying it around for centuries. See, that's what we don't understand because we don't understand the soul. The soul keeps going. It keeps going. And it chooses who it needs to operate and co-create with and to do life, do this bit with. Sometimes it's a short time. Sometimes it's a long time. Depends on what it is. Depends on the goal of the soul. You may not be here for that long. And then again, you may be here for a long. Like me, I'm going to be here. I'll be wearing high heels when I'm 95. I said I was going to be 120. Spirit said 119. Okay, well, then let's do it then. But it's wonderful. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. You know, it's a celebration for me. I was here, but I was created in the galaxy well before there was humankind. And then I've been here since the 1st century. I carry the soul that goddess Isis carried, that Cleopatra VII carried, that Apollo and Athena carried, Eliza Sharples and Saint Odilia. Yeah. That's who I am. And they're all here. They've all returned for this wonderful celebration because now the souls are ready and we're getting ready to bring it home. We're getting ready to get to work, actually. Yeah. I mean, if we were in a civil war and preparing for a civil war, would you not get your children together, your people together? And it's fun because this is about the divine. This is about the divine. Us stepping into the power that we were created to have for the divine. Source energy. Divine, like I just want to have fun with you guys. It's okay. It really is. Pastors, you want to keep your congregation and you don't want to go through certain things? I tell you what you do. I love Joel Osteen. Joel Osteen, I just, shout out to Joel Osteen. Like I said, it was interesting as I was caressed through my process of evolution. I was always guided to what I listened to, and the divine meets you where you are. So at some point, I was listening to Bishop T.D. Jakes and Sarah Jakes. Love you guys. However, as I begin to modulate, I went through I dealt with certain people. I listened to certain people, and the divine would give me what I needed at certain times, right? The divine taught me about consciousness, caressed me into that experience and everything. Most times if I'm listening to somebody, it's because, and it really confirms what I know because I was in an environment that no one else was talking the talk that divine was giving me. So then that can a lot of times make somebody feel uncomfortable or question the knowledge and awareness that they are getting intuitively from the divine. And because you are in an environment where no one else is talking that language, no one else is walking that walk, right? So the divine would guide me. I wasn't having conversation with anybody, so there was not like something popped up on my phone that went along with what I was talking about because I wasn't talking to anybody about anything, and I didn't know what to talk to anybody about because I was really in my own space. Okay? Which helped me to heal from betrayal and abuse and gaslighting and things of that nature, and to heal my soul of all things that I had been going through. My soul's been carrying a heavy weight, but in every lifetime, apparently, we did it well. And now we're here. Now we're here. And now I'm free enough. I feel courageous enough to say it. I'm not ashamed of who I am. I don't want you to be ashamed of who you are. Some of you are called for we're all called for something great. Because if the soul chose you to do this life with, however long you are here, because you're not going, you're going to go to the other side and join your ancestors when you leave. Okay? You'll see in the celestial, like I said, I caution, because there's a lot of paranormal. You're going to see it. It is what it is. We're not making any apologies for it. It is what it is. So, I don't know. Can't make this up. Like literally. Unbelievable. Unbelievable things that you're going to see, from the sacrificial lamb, bears. I mean, the whole purple sky. It's not just a thing. It's like literally like the Matrix, Prince, people walking in caves, all kind of stuff. Yeah. Whales. I'm just saying. The signs and wonders and the synchronicities. You know, Prince, I say he's my friend because he's the one started it off with a whole darn concert with the crows. I had to look all that stuff up. What was the connection between doves and crows? Because When Doves Cry was one of my favorite songs, but I wasn't allowed to say that before because of how I was raised. So then there's the crows, and it talks about transformation and all of that. But when you listen to the show, you'll be able to see that, or watch the show, you'll be able to see that. Just amazing. I advise, if you can merge it and get it on TV, then watch it on TV, because it's like that. You might want to put it on the big screen, like, oh my God, like God is here for real. Like the divine is here. It's returned. Jesus returning means, the whole Jesus returning means the great awakening of humankind consciousness. That's what that means. Okay? So let's not get it twisted. It's okay. It's okay. It's really okay. I'm really excited. I'm really excited. You know, Divine said to me, you all created love and anger, right? What about love and something else? Which, get the book, tell you what it's all about. Okay, what about love and courage is what it said. Love and courage. Let the symphony play out. Not, but da 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 da. You know, let the symphony play out in harmony. A beautiful, harmonious ensemble. Yeah, we created life. How we've created life, and Divine said, God said, I have faith in you. Like I said about even having babies. Do you know why we have babies like we do? Ladies, and ladies. We have the babies. Okay, watch another video. I talk about that, but that is a process that we have more influence on that process than what you would ever imagine. When God said, I'm letting y'all do this bit, that's what Divine said. When Divine step in, and Divine, because Divine, listen, some people, I didn't even expect to be on here like this. Some people are in certain scenarios, right, in relationships and things like that, a long time. a long time, and it seems like it's not even like, what were you doing? What were you thinking? And that's because they are called to break a generational curse. Not everybody that's in a relationship like that is called. But even in those scenarios, in certain scenarios that we are guided to stay in, whether it's a job or something like that, there is something that the divine is wanting you to do. But the key objective in all of this is to follow however you're guided, and don't worry about it. Just follow how you're guided and do not worry about it. Even if, for example, I just saw this, something about Don Robinson. And for those of you who don't know, I interviewed her, I think it was 2011 or 12. And it was the first time she came out about her story and how she was done in the music industry. And there was a lot of backlash. And I remember getting a call from her one night, and she said, had I looked at what was happening online, because people were like, the haters were talking about her. And one of the things that I picked up from her energy was that she was a very spiritual young woman. And I'm like, look, first of all, you don't owe anybody any explanation of any kind at all. Let them talk, and you stay focused and stay in your lane. And she began to do these inspirational points and things of that nature. And her life has taken on the design of someone who is very powerful, someone who is called for greatness, someone who went against the grain, even and would not sell her soul for the satisfaction of others' glory, for her to get some kudos from y'all. So what I'm going to say to Dawn, I'm sure we'll chat. I want you to know that Dawn Robinson is a wonderful angel. And if she is going through any type of experience in homelessness, that is that's one of the biggest signs. Like, I just gave my story of being homeless in the Hermit. Okay? And if I hadn't been, I wouldn't even had experienced what I experienced. And the information that I got was in that's where it led me. Do you understand me? A lot of people who are called in that way, they will be led down that road. And you will find peace in that road. It's one thing to be forced to go to war, and it's another thing to sign up for war. But when you sign up to follow the divine, to do as the divine has called you to do, and you take the road less traveled, nothing but greatness is coming to you. Nothing but greatness. And that's to Dawn. For Dawn. For anybody who's got something to say about Dawn. I know firsthand that she is so sweet. And I'm sure I'm not the only person who know this. But she took the road less traveled. She did not want, and you can listen to the show, she did not want to have to settle when she was doing the most. They were all great. En Vogue was great. And she saw where they were being shorted. And she stood up. She took that stand. And she did not sell her soul for it. She did what was right for her. And she has always continued to walk in love. Mad respect. Mad respect. Absolutely. For Dawn Robinson. Mad respect. So, and you're gonna be all right. You're gonna be more than all right. What? Wait for it. Wait for it. That's another courageous thing, to come out and be authentic, to say that. See, we get all caught up in the things, and we can't even be, I don't want to say that because I'm worried about what somebody said. Do you know what I did? I said, I'll be damned if I let Harpo. I'll kill him dead. I came out and said what I had to say because I refuse to give up about what any of you think. I wanted to get rid of all of that. All of that. I've been wealthy and I've not had all the money because I'm not poor. I was in transition. That's why icbg. icbg. Hashtag I choose to be guided. First time we made love. Okay, anyway. First time that I went through homelessness. Because this was second bit. The first time, it was during the recession. After coming off of the multi-million-dollar business. Losing everything. Building the cribs, Toll Brothers estate. So it wasn't just nothing. Lost it all. And then the global transformation, global world peace, true purpose movement was founded. The global transformation tours, global transformation youth program, bountifulgroup.com, all of that was created. It was founded. People didn't even know, but I was homeless. I got, when I got out at the first event, Comerica Bank, shout out to Comerica Bank, Wayne County Community College, Wayne State University, all of the schools, Hard Rock Cafe, everyone who was a part of that, and all of our other sponsors, Motor City Blightbusters, all of it. Shout out. But I didn't have anything. I want to encourage anybody who's going through whatever you're going through. Said it wouldn't be easy. I know. But I want you to know that you will make it. Pastors and leaders, and that's what I was going to say earlier. Pastors, how the game is shifting, shifting. There is no more going to church and the whole, I understand the prosperity message, but that's not the point of life. Abundance will come. Oh, it's going to come. But not how you think. Intentionally being guided. I tell everybody, don't you ever let anybody, I don't care who they are, pastor, leader, evangelist, whatever, tell you what God didn't tell you. Period. Don't let that come out of your mouth. Follow your spirit. This is the era where intentionally following the divine source energy is imperative. Check out the message that I did on Trump, where the divine said that Trump was a chosen one. and is going to be instrumental in assisting in getting us into the new earth. That doesn't mean that it's all bells and whistles. It doesn't mean that everybody's going to like everything that Trump's doing. Absolutely not. It doesn't mean that. It's all about what is perfect for the soul. It's all about what is necessary for the soul to get to fulfill the mission, which the soul is in the game for the divine source energy, i.e. God. However, God said, however you call it, I am that I am. Don't be worried. Y'all be worried about the wrong thing. Then you want to fight. She didn't say God enough. Elohim, El Shaddai, absolutely Jehovah Jireh, all that. At the end of the day, while you arguing the name that I choose to call, I am. If Divine told you to walk outside that house, walk outside that job, what we talking about? You gonna do it? This is the area you can't even worry about what's going to happen, because if the divine tells you to do something, you do it knowing that everything that was around it and surrounding it, it's already taken care of. That's not your business. Stay in your lane. Stay in your lane and do as you are called to do. Period. Now, one thing that I asked the divine, and I think I'm gonna leave with this, because I know we've talked about quite a few things, and I'm being guided. One of the things that divine really, what I asked the divine was understanding that some people say, well, what about the person that they were told to go kill that person, or they said that God told them to go do this or that. And when I asked the divine about that, divine said, that's when the divine told me about the fact that we create more than just flesh and blood. We create entity energies too. And these entity energies are strong. They're like, we've been running, doing what we do. Can you imagine they've been doing what they've been doing all these centuries long? Manipulating people's energy, their desires, and everything, causing people to create karma, more karma, situations, causing relationships to end, the whole 9 yards for centuries. Nobody's been bothering them because nobody really paid attention. And now we gonna bring it to the forefront. Oh yeah, it's gonna be, man, come on now. People have been tied, energies have been tied to families for centuries, and now somebody's gonna come up and speak some truth so that they can, come on now. Your enemies are scared of you. They're afraid of you. You don't have anything to worry about. Divine has your back. See, that's when the ancestors, the ministry angels, like the divine will guide you. Divine will guide you to give people grace. Divine will guide you. And when the divine guides you to do that, just do what the divine say. Don't worry about it. When the divine told me to ask for a divorce and told me to do it, I did it. We're not talking what we talking about. Oh, okay. That's what the divine said. Tell them to pack the stuff up. They got to go. Tell them I said so. Okay. With tears streaming down my face. Oh, what? When I knew I was done. I mean, I had to be done. It was just like, come on now, what we doing? Then I did that. I used to be the one that was kind of hard-headed, though. You know? Wait for the tower to fall. After divine already told me what divine told me. I'm like, oh, I don't know if that's it. I don't know. Oh, I know God didn't tell me that. Because it didn't fit my model. I know he didn't tell me that. Yeah, it did. He sure enough did. He said that. He sure enough did. It is what it is. You heard him. So the thing is, you have got to get into the flow. So I was talking about the pastors. It is important for the pastors, and some of you already know the truth. Some of you already know consciously the truth. But you're afraid of what people will think. You're afraid of the backlash. You're afraid of losing your congregation. It's about getting in the game. God created life and it was meant to be fun. This game of life, it was meant to be fun. Imagine being manipulated into people thinking that you are this mean person, because honestly, the way they describe God, it was no different than a master manipulator, a slave owner. Like, I'm not even gonna call it a good slave owner. I mean, I guess, I don't know. But it wasn't good. It's fear-based. Ask God, if I don't know you, show me you. Humble yourself and be willing to make the change. And it's okay. If you lose the congregation, I guess you weren't supposed to be pastoring it. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I guess you need to get stepped down. It's not about you. What are we talking about? Worried about the wrong thing, baby. I'm just saying. It's time for you to get really free. Whatever the situation is, whatever it is that you are being guided to do, it is time for everybody to just step into it. Let's get into the flow. Float, 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 like Janelle Monáe's song says. I love you guys. I love you guys. I think I didn't have an agenda. I got on here. I feel like, when they say I was going to Walmart, I only went to get a couple things and I walked out with like a whole basket full and some. You know what I'm saying? This was supposed to be 2 minutes. Okay. I was just doing a little short, okay? And it ended up being this. So, you have to allow yourself to be guided and allow it to flow. Let it flow. I love you. Transformation, it is so. Thank you for listening, and I'll see you next time.